Hello guys, welcome to another tutorial. In this video, we are going to learn how to create this birthday flyer in Adobe Photoshop. So let's get started. First of all, we are going to create our artboard. So we go to File, New, and the size we are going to use is 2000 by 2000 pixels. That's the square dimension for Instagram post. Okay, so now that our artboard is created, let's go and bring our background. So I'll be leaving the background and the image in the description. If you want to download it and design along, you can do so. Okay, so our background is in, and the next thing we are going to do is to blur the background a little bit. So to do that, we first have to rasterize the layer, which means we have to convert the background into a smart object before we can do that. And to convert it into a smart object, we'll come to the layers panel. You right click and scroll down over here. You will see rasterize layer. You click on it and it will convert it into a smart object. So once that is done, we head over to filter. Then we come to blur and we select Gaussian blur. Okay, so this is too blur. So we are going to blur the background just a little bit. I think this is okay. When you are done, you click on OK. So we are done with our background. The next thing we have to do is to bring in our subject. So come here, bring and drag in our subject. Okay. So the next thing we are going to do is to remove the background of our subject. And to do so, the easiest way to do it is by converting it into a smart object, just as we did for the background. So let's head over to our layers panel, right click and rasterize. Then we'll come to the properties panel. You scroll down, you'll see quick actions, and you click on remove background. This will automatically remove the background in just a few seconds. So you can see that the background has been removed, and we have a little issues with the earring. Some parts of the earring has also been removed. So there are two things to do now. We can either fix the earring or clean it. You can see over here, I cleaned the earring. So that's what we are going to do. And to do so, you come to this panel and select the brush, the eraser, sorry. So after selecting, you come and clean the unwanted parts of the earring. Okay, I think this is okay. So after cleaning the earring, the next thing we are going to do is to give our subject a little glow. So you click on your subject, we are going to duplicate it. And to duplicate it, the shortcut for duplicating our subject is Control J or Command J. If you are using Windows, Control J. If you are using Mac, Command J. So you can see that it has been duplicated over here. So over here, you will select the layer below. The layer below, you come to FX, you scroll down, then you select color overlay. Color overlay, then we are going to change the color to a lighter shade. Okay, because we want to give our subject a little glow. Once that is done, we are going to increase it a little bit. So you can see that the second image, we converted it into an overlay, a color overlay, and it has become a color. So behind it, we are going to use it to give our subject a glow. And to do that, we head over to our filters panel, to blur and to Gaussian blur. So you can see that it has already started. Okay, so I think this is fine. But you can see that the glow is too much. So we are going to bring our glue down a bit. Okay, I think this is fine. You can see that it has given it a glow. This is the before, this is the after. So once we have that glow, the next thing we are going to do is to write our happy birthday behind our subject. So you come to our type 2 and write the first word, which is happy. Write our happy. And expand it. Okay, so I'm going to the font type to increase the font to bold. And then we can duplicate it to write our birthday by using Ctrl J on PC and Command J on Mac. Okay, so the next thing we are going to do to achieve this effect is to head to our filters panel to blur, and this time around we are going to use motion blur. So if there is a pop-up for you to convert it into a smart object, so you convert it into a smart object, you can see that we've started getting the effect. So this is the result we want, so we will leave it at that. You select the second one, you go back to the filters panel. You can see that the motion blur we just used is at the top of the panel, so you can just click on it to apply the same effect. So once we are done, we head back to the filters panel, blur, and this time we go back to the Gaussian blur to give it just a little bit of blur. I think this is fine. So you come with the second one, and just as the motion blur, you will see the recent effect you used at the top. So you click on it, and the effect has also been applied to this. So the next thing we are going to do is this right here. So to achieve that, you will select our ellipse tool and draw a circle. Let's put it right here, and we are going to change the color of the circle. We're going to pick the color. We are going to pick the color from our subjects. Okay, so I think this is fine. We are going to give it a little blur. So we go to filter, blur, and Gaussian blur. We are going to reduce the blur. We just need a little blur. I think this is fine. So we are going to duplicate it, Ctrl J or Command J, and reduce the inner one a bit. So once we are done with this, we will go to the FX panel and select color overlay. Then you come here, and once again come to the skin of our subject and select a darker shade. Okay, so I think this is fine. So we've gotten our result over here. So the next thing we are going to do is to write the text in it. So we'll select our type 2, click inside, and you can change our font size over here and write the date. Let's say 2nd February. We expand it a bit and position it in the middle. Okay, so we are done with this. The next thing we are going to do is to create the lens flare, and the green gradient or the green shadow at the bottom of our subject. So to achieve that, we'll select our ellipse tool and draw a circle. To draw a circle, come here, and this is the color we are going to use. And the color code is 15760D. So if you want the color code, you can type in the color code and use the exact color. So once your color is selected, you head back to the filter, blur and Gaussian blur. You convert it to smart object and increase the blur. Okay, so we're going to position this right here. You can duplicate it, position it at places you think will make your design look good. I'll position one right here, duplicate it, and bring one right here. So based on the effect you want or how you want your design to look, you position it however you want. Okay, so you bring one right here, and we are going to increase this one a bit. Okay, and we are going to duplicate it to fill the entire bottom of the design. Okay, so I think we are done. And the next thing we are going to do is to select our adjustment brush tool and give a little bit of highlight to our subject. So I'm just going to give a little bit of highlight here. Right here. And a little bit of highlight on the cheek. Okay, so you can see the before and the after. Before, then after. So you can see that it has given it a little bit of glow on the subject herself. Okay, so the next thing we are going to do is to write the happy text right here. So we come back to our design, we select our type 2, come right here and write our happy birthday. We can write our happy and duplicate it, bring it down, and write our birthday. So we reduce our birthday a little bit to be in the same line with the happy. Okay, so we are going to change our font. So the font I used for this is Valeni Regular. Okay, so now we have our happy birthday. We are going to position it right in the middle of our design. Okay. And the next thing we are going to do is to write the name of our subject and add these rectangles. So to do that, you can just duplicate. You can just duplicate this and bring it here. Then the layer is below the flare, so you drag it to the top. And write the name of our subject. Okay, so to create the rectangles, we just use our rectangle tool to create a small rectangle. And we are going to use the color picker to pick the color we used here. I'm going to copy it and drag it here. Okay, I think it's too far. So I'm going to bring it forward a bit. Okay, so we are done with this, and the next thing we are going to do is to bring in this text right here. So we'll select our type 2 and right here reduce our font size and change our font to the font we used for the birthday. So the first word is long life. I think the next one is peace and prosperity. So peace and prosperity. So we'll left align and expand it a little bit. You can see that the text is not very visible. So what we are going to do to fix that is to give it a shadow, a drop shadow. So you come to FX, you scroll all the way to the bottom and you click on drop shadow. So you can see that after giving it the drop shadow, it has now become very visible. Okay, so there's one last thing we have to do to get this effect. So we are going to save our work. We are going to save it onto our desktop. So you save it, you name it. I will name this tutorial and I'll save it onto my desktop. So the next thing we are going to do is come to file, open, come to desktop and select the file we just saved. Okay, so we'll come to the layers panel and unlock it. You go to filters, camera raw filter, and we are going to make the design pop a little bit. So we are going to give it a little bit of contrast. You scroll down, give it a little bit of texture, give it a little bit of clarity, and you come to vignette, you will reduce it a little bit. Or increase the contrast a little bit. So you can see the before and the after. You can see that it has made the design pop. So you can see the difference. This is the design we just did, and this is it after the editing. So you can see the difference. Okay, so guys, thank you for watching. And if you have any question or contribution, or you have any topic you want me to do a video on, leave it in the description and I will attend to you. Thank you for watching. Subscribe and see you in the next video.